A very big welcome to you, my dear Pisces. So I decided to continue the readings because it's practice. And I noticed that sometimes we have a moment where we question everything we do. And I think that's where then the courage comes in. The sun is in Leo, and the courage to shine a light no matter what is inspiring me to continue, because it's not my language, English, right? I'm German, but nevertheless I lived 17 years in New York, and so I recognize in this picture the struggle that we go through when we want to shine the light, when we want to be someone of an inspiration. And so this is what happened to me, right? So the sun in Leo is bringing you, my dear Pisces, because the sun is giving the light to the moon, and the moon is you. And so deep in our subconscious we know when something is ending, and sometimes it's not really ending, it's just a moment of recognizing what was and what will be in this moment. And so this is what I went through. I questioned and I stated it honestly, and then I realized I'm not done yet, right? And so here it is, right? The sun, which is in Osho's Zen Tarot, the innocence. And this innocence is important. This innocence is giving us courage, the courage to look deep within into our past lives, but also into the future lives, and stay innocent. No matter what has happened, no matter how difficult the struggle was, no matter how many lives you have lived, you are continuing being the light. So we're going to look at the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups is the one that is letting himself fall into this pink cloud. Now we have a mix, 3 of them, and the first one is here above the soul, is the star. And the star is for me always a moment where we recognize I can be really the light up in the sky. And this combination I did in the previous reading, so you maybe want to look at that if your birthday is between February 8th and 19th. Right? If your birthday is there, then you're this combination, but this combination I did in the previous reading. And then we have the classical Pisces, and above we have past lives, and below the trust. And this is between the 20th of February to the 11th of March. And then there is a third one. And the third one has below the Queen of Wands, above also the Moon, and this is between the 12th to the 20th of March. Is your birthday there, then you're this combination, and is your birthday before, between the 20th of February to the 11th of March, then you're the other combination, just that you know. Back to the last reading, we had Cancer, Sun giving Pisces, Moon the light, and we had the station Uranus in Gemini, and it's staying 7 years. And I'm done with the stations, all the 5 planets that have shifted signs I did, and so now I'm just gonna focus on the court cards. So the Knight of Cups, when the Master appears, and the Queen of Wands, your subconscious is talking. And what happened here is Osho itself appeared as the Master, and that was for the Knight of Cups. And when the Master appears, which happens never, it was the first time that it appeared, so it's a sign. And I think you got a sign, my dear Knight of Cups, but also the Queen of Wands got a sign. And these signs are important because the moon came for the Queen of Wands. And we're going to look at that in a minute and include that. So we begin with the 12th house of spirituality and art. And the first card that appeared is We Are the World, the 10 of Pentacles. Now, this is Mercury in Virgo. Virgo is opposite of you. And so here we have the 12th zodiac sign, or also the 12th house, right, of art and spirituality. And we see that the 10 of Pentacles is money that unites the people. We are the world. Together we create a circle. Together we create one energy. And in that oneness we can ascend, we can reach a higher level. So of course the 12 and the 10 is the 22, and the 22 is Uranus. And Uranus is this new start, a new beginning, that it's almost saying you are ready to let go to such an extent that you begin to create a new earth. And all spiritual teachers are speaking about a new earth that is coming. And it's not that there is a second earth, there is just a different energy field around those people who are conscious enough and they are not faced with the atrocities that are happening around us. And it's karma, right? And in that karma, of course, we can help, but we don't need to give ourselves up, but we can let ourselves fly or fall into the pink cloud, into the magenta, into the higher consciousness. And so Uranus, which was last time the station, Uranus in Gemini, is going to stay there 7 years. So I think in communication you begin to create a new perspective. So now I want to see what is Mercury in Virgo saying. I want to go into the details of this card, and I'm going to put you down for a moment. The Mercury is bringing you the moon, and that's the 37. Now this card came up last time under the moon, right? And since I'm not doing the moon anymore, but I do now the detail of this card. So Mercury in Virgo, Mercury is the magician, and the magician is bringing you, yes, follow the moon cycles. The whole world is under this spell. The whole world knows what's happening here. The 37 calculated together, here we have the Empress and we have the Chariot, we have the success is a 10. There is a 10-10 portal now. And in that 10-10 portal, we understand that there comes a creativity in the way you are now living this world and working with money, working with abundance, because this is really a lot of money, right? And a lot of money needs conscious actions. How am I distributing this money? Am I hoarding it, right? Am I deciding to be a billionaire, trillionaire, etc., and everybody else around me is just simply suffering? Or am I creating, I keep parts for myself so I live good, but I also invest the money to help others to come out. And that's where We Are the World is coming in. Now what is Virgo saying? Because each of the 22 major arcanas has their own deck. We get the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Cups, that's Cancer. And Cancer is really beautiful. So the moon phases, Cancer is ruled by the moon. We see that the 4th zodiac sign is saying, well, then you come into a stability that's emotionally strong and stable. And you see, she is kind of funny. She is wearing a beard. Here is Salvador Dali's deck. And so Mercury in Virgo is bringing you that the moon brings healing. And if you connect with the moon, then you will also help others to connect with this energy. And you understand that there is a deep healing when we understand how the moon functions, how it goes around the earth and stays 2.5 to 3 days in a sign, and that's when I do the reading. Not because the moon is in this sign for you, but that the moon is right now in Pisces, in actually the moon, right? So we have a 10-10 here, and you, if we calculate the 12 together, we get a 3. The 3 and the 4 is the 7. The 7, the emotional intelligence that we need to understand that when we fall into the pink cloud, we fall into the healing. Because here comes Cancer. Pisces is a water sign, Cancer is a water sign, so the 7 is the emotional intelligence, is the crown chakra that is letting you know that the healing is there. So of course, it's a court card. I want to know what is Cancer saying. And Cancer brought the Knight of Swords, and that's Gemini. And Uranus, right? The 22 that happened here with the 12 and the 10. You see the 22, Uranus in Gemini, new communication, a communication that makes you fly, that makes you speed up, that makes you conscious, makes you aware. And so it's literally confirming, right, that you are inspired by the Uranus in Gemini. Gemini is here. Gemini is before you. It's the 3. So Gemini with you, Pisces, it's a 33, and that's mastery. Reach mastery through the 10-10 portal. Reach mastery in realizing then also the 7 has come, the emotional intelligence. And of course, here this is a court card as well, so I want to see what is Gemini saying, and Gemini is literally saying, well, yes, it is love that brings the healing. It is love that lets us know we are ready to receive love, healing through the moon, because the moon goes through all 12 zodiac signs, right? And the 12 zodiac signs, again, the number 12, that's you, right? You are the last zodiac sign. You are down in your feet. You walk the talk. And now you get even a horse that flies, because your horse is quite gentle, right? And you fly, but here you really fly, right? And so it's really beautiful to see that these two knights are flying in different ways. But here this is a straight, direct flying, while you up here, right? But you could also be deep in the ocean and swim, right? And so here we have the 1 and the 3 is also a 4. Then we have a 4-4 portal as well, right? We have a 10-10 and we have a 3-3 and we have a 4-4. So you understand, right, how important it is to understand how these cards speak. Now, as a clarification, I want to see what is the Mother Piece Tarot bringing, and it's bringing the 5 of Wands. The 5 of Wands, slightly turned to the right, is literally saying, yes, you are understanding that the 10 of Pentacles needs structure, needs a certain cleverness, because these women are testing each other in who is the best, right? Because I mean, that's what the 5 of Wands does. So the 10 and the 5 is the 15. Don't get attached to think that you can manipulate the money, manipulate the people, because then when we calculate the 15 together, we get the 6, and the 6 is literally saying, well, here you are, healing, loving, caring for all, right? Now the 5 and the 37, the 37 is the 10, again the 15. Understand the moon cycle, understand that testing yourself through the moon is important, but then come to the 6, come to the love, come to the understanding. The Queen of Cups and the 5 is a 9. There is a completion when you test yourself with the Queen of Cups, when you understand that she is the ultimate healing. She's water and water. I mean, more healing you cannot get, more love you cannot get. And so there is a completion happening with the Queen of Cups. Then here, the 5 with Gemini, it's an 8. And the 8 here is clear because we recognize that we awaken to the strength. And in that strength, we can grow to the light. So beautiful, right? And in that 8, the infinite is here. And then with the Ace of Cups, the 5 and the 1 is the 6. Healing is here. You're testing your love. How much love can you give? The love between your 2 palms. Have your spiritual practice and recognize that the 6 is the ultimate healing. And of course, with you, the 5, right? We see the 12 and the 5 is the 17. That's the star. Being a star is saying, well, are you ready to be a light up in the sky? You testing yourself, but in that 17, the 8 appears. And so the 17, the star, is opposite of Leo. And you need courage to go to the light. You need courage to make your way up there and present yourself just the way you are. Amazing, beautiful. So now we go to the Queen of Wands. She's connected with the first house of self and identity. And the first card that came up is the 9 of Swords. And in the 9 of Swords, we see Mars in Gemini. And of course, I will also look into what Mars in Gemini is saying. But here, she has nightmares. She's not feeling good. The 9 and the 1 is a 10. So the 10 again is that new cycle, is a cycle that is letting her know that you gotta really look at why you are having such a difficult time. And it's really beautiful because we see 6 roses here on her bed sheet, and the 6 again is the healing. The 6 is that love. And you see here the 9 usually is the completion. So you almost at the end, but with the 1 it's a 10. Okay, so we're going to look at what is coming here. So Mars is bringing you the Firefly. This is the deck for Mars. Here with the Tower, we get the animal spirits that are set free and helping you, because animals are really working with nature, and the evolution shows how they have adapted to incredible energies, right? And so we're going to look at the Firefly. Fireflies are beautiful, right? We love them, we see them, they are inspiring us, and the Firefly is the number 4. So the 9 and the 4 turns into a 13, and the 13, of course, that's the transformation. But the Firefly is inspired and fantastic, yet fleeting. So maybe these dreams are fleeting and you just have a moment where you have not found the light. Now, what kind of strength is coming here through Mars? Because Mars, like we know, is the Tower, and the Tower is when things fall apart. The Firefly contains the light of 1,000 stars. It's pure, radiant, and illuminating. This high frequency charge cannot be sustained for long. Therefore, the Firefly card indicates a moment of inspiration or awakening that quickly fades if we do not catch it. There is Firefly energy behind every poem, song, and invention. Our job is to be ready to harness this creative spirit when it graces our path. What can you do to support this precious and elusive light? So, Mars. So connect with the Firefly, connect when things are difficult, when Mars is literally bringing you these nightmares. Connect with a spirit deep within you. But of course I want to see what is Mars in Gemini saying, and Gemini's deck is bringing you the King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles is Taurus. And so this is what Mars in Gemini looks like, right? So Mars brings you the Firefly, and here comes the King of Pentacles. So you sit here and you are feeling that these nightmares are heavy, right? You cannot sleep. And so you see that here sits a person that is connected with the money, that is connected with the study. He sits here in his library. And Taurus is very earthy, very grounded. And so here you have a person that can help you to ground the energy of thinking too much, of really worrying too much, right? Because the 9 and the 4 is the 13. The 13, the transformation begins, the 4 is left. The 4 and the 2 is the 6. So here's the love that helps you to overcome this. The 6 and the 9 is the 15. So maybe at work you have someone that you can confide in, that you can trust in, that the Taurus energy is helping you to maintain and sustain that. So of course I want to know, what is Taurus saying? I'm just going to put this card down, and Taurus is bringing the 8 of Pentacles, which is Sun in Virgo. And so the 2 and the 8 is the 10. The 10 and the 4 is the 14, Temperance. When you become a master in the way you work, when you see clearly that it's dedication that makes you excellent, that makes you inspirational, that makes you grounded, then you see that the 10 and the 4 is the 14, the Temperance, the 5 is left. The 5 and the 9 is the 14, the Temperance. So find your middle way. Find a middle way where you're inspired, where you rest, but where you also work. And the 5 is left. That human side deep within you. The 5 and the 1 is the 6. Then you heal. Then you can arrive. Then you can be this inspiration, right? And so this is the answer to this difficult situation here, right? Find your light. Find a grounding, seated position where you can also rest, but then again get up and work and make the money that you feel like you need. Now, what is the Mother Piece Tarot bringing? The Priestess of Discs to the right is coming. Now this is Capricorn. She is working, she is the career, and in there we see that when we put her with the 9 of Swords, you see the 10 and the 9 is the 19. The Sun will help you. The Sun in Leo will help you to have the courage to know what you have to let go, because the 10 is left. So become strong like her, do yoga, do breathing exercise, be in nature, and notice that's the only way that can help you to overcome this nightmare. Now, what is Capricorn saying to the Firefly, to Mars? Mars being the Tower. Now here we had the 4 and the 10, the 14. Again, Temperance. When you have an inspiration, when you have that, oh my God, I have this idea, I have this light, do it moderate, right? Release the I need to, I must. No, do it easy, slowly, peacefully. The 5 will appear and you come into that human that can do things in a really beautiful way. The 5 is the answer. Then what is Capricorn saying to Taurus, or with Taurus together? What is happening here? The 10 and the 2 is the 12, and the 12, that's of course the Knight of Cups, right? Understand that work-life balance is important, but also the 12 is the 12 zodiac signs, right? Or Neptune. And Neptune is in Aries, in your sign, and Neptune will bring you an understanding that, oh, I need to calm down, right? I need to not think about my ideas and bring them out immediately. But I do, of course, want to bring them out. So the 3 then appears, and the 3 is the Empress. She knows what to do. Then what is the Queen of Pentacles doing with the 8? That's the 18, that's the Moon. And the Moon, again, is bringing you clarity of how you want to work, how you want to build your career. And in that 18, the 9 appears, and the 9 will help you to overcome the 9 of Swords. Yeah? Okay, and what is, of course, the Queen of Pentacles saying to you? The 10 and the 1 is the 11, and the 11 is a portal. Use her strategy to create the work that you want to do and love it. Just love it, right? In that 11, you understand very clearly, this is where I can work. This is where or how I can work. In yoga, I calm down, I bring myself into the center, and you can build your career. And of course, what is the Queen of Pentacles saying? She's bringing the 3 of Wands, which is the Sun in Aries. And the Sun in Aries, that's for you, right? The Sun in Aries, you're looking out, you know that the 10 and the 3, there is a transformation in the way you see, inspiration in the way you see the ideas, in the way you are having the adventure, having the actions that you love to take over. And the 4 is left. And the 4, we know, is the firefly. The 4 is that inspiration. And so here you have the answer, right? The 13 turns into a 4, and you understand that you can bring inspiration to yourself, to the fact that you are looking out for adventure, to the fact that you can overcome this nightmarish moment, right? By being inspired, by also grounding yourself, but also by working and becoming a master yourself. Wow, what a beautiful message for both the Knight of Cups, right? Which trusts the process, and the Queen of Wands, which allows to bring forth her ideas. And so I hope I see you in the next reading. That's when we get the Sun in Virgo. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.